Okay guys, today we are talking about the T-bar row and how to go about executing this lift to perfection. One of the biggest things I'll start with is understanding why you are doing an exercise. So today we are doing the T-bar row because we are trying to get as much load as we can through a retraction exercise. So now we want to think about retraction. Well, that's the ability to pull our shoulder blades back from this position to here. Right, why that's so important is because a lot of people reach for this V-bar or V-handle as quickly as possible to do this exercise, right? But if we put this in here and we come up with the weight, you'll see that I only get to about here and I'm not getting full retraction. So my first bit of advice is substitute this handle out and grab yourself a handle that allows you to come a little bit wider with your hands. Notice now my hands are above the weight and I can pull right up and through. So number one tip is grab yourself a bigger V. Right, so let's talk about the T-bar row. The purpose of this row is to do a row, right? So it's all about, again, scapular retraction. So let's talk about how we set this up. Setting up for a T-bar row is actually no different to a deadlift. In fact, we're going to start with the deadlift stance to get the weight up, especially when we get heavier and heavier and heavier. We're going to get to the top and then fall into the row. So we're going to come in nice and tight to the bar. We're going to screw our feet in and allow our knees to come out. The reason why we do this is because when we do get into this position here, if our knees are coming out, it means our glutes stay on. When our glutes stay on, the load doesn't go through our lower back. So we're going to come up here and we're going to deadlift it up. So screw our feet in, knees go out, stand up tall. From here, now we're going to set ourselves. As we know with every row, it wants to pull us forward and out of this position, or pull us forward and into this position. We want to make sure that we're pulling our shoulder blades back and down, making sure that we're holding the weight nice and tight. So again, coming up to the bar nice and close, we're deadlifting up, and our shoulder blades are going back and down like this. Already you can see how pronounced my chest is when I'm in this position. Shoulder blades back and down. Now this is where it gets interesting. We want to make sure that as we're coming down, our knees are coming out, and we keep our knees out because that way then it takes the load off our lower back and puts it through our legs and our glutes. This is going to keep us nice and sturdy for when we start to row. So again, creating as much tension through the floor, knees are going to spread apart, and we're going to hold this position here. Notice where my hands are finishing, they are just below my kneecaps. That is marker 1. We set 2 markers in this exercise because as this exercise gets on, we want to create as less cues to think about in order to execute the lift. When fatigue sets in, that's when mistakes occur. So we want to create the ability to, we want to create as much minimal effort to think whilst executing the lift as possible. So, knees out, shoulder blades back and down, knees come out, hold this position, hands just below our knees, that's marker 1. Marker 2 is to our hips. So we are pulling towards our hips and keeping that retraction as tight as possible. So here, marker 1, pull through marker 2. Okay, and that there is how it goes. And the reason why we want marker 1 in there is because as we fatigue, what's going to happen, naturally we start to stand up taller. And before you know it, we're doing a T-bar row in this position here, not getting that full range and coming all the way down, all the way up. Again, the purpose of this exercise is to do a row. Now, let's just talk about range of motion. When we're in this position here and our hands are just below our kneecaps, you can see how straight my back is and you can see how much range I have from here to create a retraction and a stretch. Now, as I come up, because fatigue set in, you can see that range of motion is shortened. The retraction, it's shortened. We're cheating. We're not getting that full range. So again, we want to come in, deadlift up, shoulder blades back and down. Screw our feet in, knees go out, marker 1. Coming to our hips, marker 2. And this is how we're going to execute our T-bar row over and over again. I hope you learned something from that, guys.